All right, so back in my basement, common occurrence, I know, you're welcome. One of the things I'd like to try to do, and I've always tried to do on this channel, is really improve the quality of the video that you're seeing and the audio as well. Today is going to be more focused on the video options. You guys know filming in the basement, it's kind of dark. I've been using those box lights in the back to help. Right now they're not on, so you get a general idea. Normally I have to bump the ISO up a bit just because it isn't really the best lighting down here. You get a lot of shadows and stuff, especially that light right over the rack. So I try to make it better, but one of the things I want to do is change out these bulbs for some brighter bulbs. I was really inspired by my boy Matt Vincent, the Fat Owl, who you guys, if you're not subscribed to, definitely check him out. He'll be linked in the description box below. He recently redid the lighting in his garage gym, and it really made me want to step up my game because it's something I've been wanting to do. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I figured today's a good day. So you're looking at the before, and let's see what happens in the after. All right, so after the switch, it's actually not that brighter, but it is definitely whiter in here, which means the colors are a lot better. As you can see, they're a lot truer. They're not as warm, so to say, which I like. I'm not necessarily sure I love the bulbs, to be honest, just yet, but I have some other stuff to do before we make it happen. So let's go ahead and make some more changes. So one of the things I neglected to show you guys is the actual lighting that I changed. Besides the bulbs, I showed you that, the before and after, then I just said I had some more stuff planned, and then I just showed you the before and after with that. Didn't actually show you the lights, so I'm gonna do that now. In between sets of some pause squats, and I'm pausing between sets of them pause squats. So what I ended up doing was getting some of these LED shop lights. You can see back here, typically these are mounted pointing down. I pointed it this way, obviously. That way when I take these side view shots of me squatting, that area is pretty well lit, and you can tell the normal lighting over here isn't that good. You can tell it's darker. All I have are these bulbs, and then adding in this other light, things get much better. Well, that's really subjective because you can see me better, which might not be better. But really like these lights so far. Like I said, these are LED lights, so I mounted them close to the ceiling, and the good thing about these is they do not get hot. So you can touch them. You can touch them, and they don't actually do anything, so there's no risk of setting stuff on fire, which is always good. I actually got two of these lights. I only mounted one. The other one I was gonna mount up here next to where I keep all my cotton candy, which surprisingly enough isn't that great. A lot of people said cotton candy tastes really good. This does not taste really good. It makes my stomach a little itchy on the insides, but I was gonna mount one pointing this way as well. The problem is that because they're not diffused, having that bright light straight on my face, it really blows things out in not a good way. So it looks something like this. And I don't really have the best complexion for all this brightness. I'm a little bit what some people might call scientifically see-through or translucent. Those science classes back in the day did pay off. So I'm still using my soft boxes, which is nice because they're diffused. So a little bit softer. You still get some you still get some shadows here. So things are looking pretty good. So I'm gonna keep working here because I'm taking too long, so I need to train. Three sets down, which means the last set of high bar pause squats, which is nice. Fourth and final set, but the not nice thing is it's an AMRAP set, so this should be terrible. There's no way around it. Cool. All right, so just finished that AMRAP set. It's really kicking my ass, and one of the things that I've really been struggling with on this DUP program, which I'm 6 weeks into, is number one, the volume. I've talked about that already. Squatting 3 times a week, benching 3 times a week, deadlifting twice a week, AMRAPs each and every time we do one of those. It's a lot of work. It's beating me up. I feel like probably beating me up in a good way, though, because I'm hoping that it's going to get me stronger. We will see. Again, it's a 20-week program. I'm not sure if it's going to run the full 20 weeks because I got to find a powerlifting meet to do, so that'll also come into play with the peaking process and whatnot. But the main struggling point for me has been these AMRAP sets, especially on squats, because like today it was hard, and you can tell I'm out of breath, but I felt like they went pretty good, and I feel so well that I probably could have gotten more reps, but it's tough to tell because they're based off an RPE scale, and you should have some more left in the tank. You shouldn't have form breakdown. And that's one thing, but the other thing is the fact that typically I'll have AMRAPs of bench after, or I know I still have deadlifts coming up. So I want to be able to conserve some energy, and I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. So it's going to be tough to tell. I'm still feeling this program out, but one thing is true. I am making progress both on the AMRAPs, the weights I use. The nice thing about this program is it auto-regulates the next training day as far as in the week goes based off how many you did on that AMRAP set. So it'll boost you up anywhere from 5, 10, 15 pounds, or in some cases it might take weight off if you're not able to hit all the volume in the working set. So it's been good so far. Let's move on to the bench press. So speaking of things that have been kicking my ass, bench press has always been something that I've struggled at. You know, it seems like I haven't made much progress over the last couple of years, and someone could say, you know, oh, it's because you have long arms, you're not using any leg drive, you don't have a good arch in your back, whatever the case may be. Some might say you just have a weak bench, which is definitely true. This program has really attacked that. I mentioned already we're benching 3 times a week, but on top of that, not only are we benching 3 times a week, the overall volume, working set-wise, we're probably doing around 10, if not more, working sets on bench 3 times a week, which really adds into the volume. And that being said, another common question I get all the time is about like bodybuilding style training and can you find a mix, and definitely I feel it. I'm sore, I'm tough. I hope my boobies are getting a little bit bigger, as some of you mentioned, depending on how tight my shirt is, but it's definitely working. Either that or I'm just getting really fat. I can't tell which one yet. All right, so that wraps up the first exercise for bench, 5 sets of 6, close grip with 255 pounds, last set in AMRAP. I'll just show some quick clips as I'm talking over this. We're now going to move on to the next bench exercise, which is going to be 2 count pauses with 205. We're going to do 4 sets of 6 here. The nice thing about doing these 2 count pauses is at least I can use my competition grip, which I haven't been using much of during this training cycle so far. Almost all the work is some type of assistance movement. So a lot of close grip bench pressing, which is great because my triceps have always been really weak, as well as some spoto pressing or 2 count pauses, but nothing that's competition grip, touch and go. So hopefully all this volume that I've already talked about and a lot of this assistance work is really going to help me once I go there, because at least even in this case, just doing 2 count pauses with my normal grip after doing all that close grip or spoto pressing feels really good. So I'm excited to actually get to try that out. I'm going to get to the rest of this workout. I'll show you some clips of this one. I'm not going to show you the assistance work. Typically there's a couple exercises for more triceps and back work. I'm not going to show you just because I want to get this done, but we will talk to you in the next video. As always, thanks so much for watching. In the meantime, stay big.